Welcome back, Rugby Hub viewers. Welcome back, Goran Blevi. Lovely to see your face. And yeah, what a lovely weekend of rugby. Gori, lovely to see your beautiful face.
Gabsy, it's good to see you. Lovely rugby this weekend. It was unfortunately just not going the way of the Springboks as we would have hoped, obviously. But yeah, it's good to see you again as well, Gabsy. How was Spain? Looking
Yeah,
tanned.
lovely, lovely, lovely. In Spain, the people love to walk around topless on the beaches there. Made me think a lot
Sounds
of Rugby
lovely.
Hub. Rugby Hub. Um, anyways, Um, no, I'm just
That's great.
fooling around. Gweri, it was a beautiful weekend up until Saturday morning, 7:31, I
Yeah.
think. 7:31 and a few seconds. And then the weekend started going a bit
Gabs,
downhill.
barely opened my eyes. I mean, I was walking around like this. Quickly had to put some the kettle on for a pot of coffee, and then I had to readjust my eyes because Australia just scored straight off in the first minute. I mean, that was crazy,
Yeah,
man.
they're
Honestly.
super slow out of the blocks. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened there.
yeah,
It's almost like you said earlier, it's like the guys know they're the team, they're in there. And maybe,
yeah,
if there was a little bit of young blood in and they were really motivated to play, we would have seen a different start there. Anyways,
yeah.
firstly, let's get straight to it. The man of the moment, Mr. Nick White. I heard that he got
Yeah.
offers from
Well,
3 different football clubs. But I don't know if he recovered from his concussion test. Do you have an update?
rumors is he is all right. Physio checked him out. He will make it. Obviously, disastrous, diabolical, actually, actions from Faf de Klerk, which caused this horrendous event. It looked like he wasn't going to make it at some points. I think they were bringing the stretcher out. But he is available to play this weekend again. So
Oh wow,
very
that's a
glad
big
that Nick
surprise.
White
Yeah,
that
very
Nick White
glad
made it.
glad to hear you're
But
fine, Nick.
apart from Gabs, apart from the little bit of a show that he put on, which we don't want to get into because that's not what we want to see in rugby. He did have a great game, though. In the
Yeah,
end, he had
no,
a great
I mean
game.
I also think Faf was very lucky not to see red there. But that's the Nick
Struck
White
to the
saga.
face. That's how it goes, man.
That's the Nick White saga for you. Glad to hear you're fine, Nick. Looking forward to seeing you on the pitch next weekend. Yeah,
Mm.
so Gweri, what went wrong this weekend? Yeah, if you look at the
Yeah, tell me.
statistics, actually, there's not much separating the two sides, except
Mm.
for one pretty crucial stat, and that is the turnovers conceded. The Springboks really
Mm.
had quite a few handling errors. We did
Yeah.
not, you know, take our chances. And, I think Sia and Jock also said it in the post-match interview,
Mm.
conference that, um, we did not take our chances, and this is an ongoing problem. We don't turn
Yeah.
the pressure into points. I think we had, according to Jock, about 13 visits in the 22, and
Yeah.
at that stage, we didn't really convert that into points. I think we had 3 points of Andre
Mm.
Pollard after he
Yeah.
missing his first two kicks. So all in all, it didn't go our way in the beginning of that
Yeah.
game, and we struggled to fight back. And then when we were fighting back and the momentum was shifting, there was that one scrum
Mm.
penalty where we were, I think, scrumming in or something, and all of a
Mm.
sudden we had been camping in their 22, but we have no points to show for that.
Yeah.
Um,
That
yeah,
is concerning, Gabs. I mean, if you look at those stats, for instance, as you mentioned, handling errors was really a theme in that first half, especially for the Springboks. But then also, I mean, Australia conceded something like 16 penalties and they got 2 yellow cards. Or am I incorrect now? No,
yeah,
this
yeah.
doesn't
No,
sound
no,
good
that's
because,
right. That's right. That's right.
but Faf de Klerk also got a yellow card, surely.
Yeah, Faf got a yellow card, and they
Okay.
got 2 yellow
So
cards. Yeah.
maybe ESPN Stats just forgot about that Faf one. Uh, but anyways, when you have those opportunities, and that is scoring opportunities, right? You got guys in the bin, and you've got a lot of penalties conceded. That is the time that, as you mentioned, you need to turn pressure into points, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And I mean, also, I mean, on the media, there's been a lot. I mean, where is the Springbok attack, right? It seems that the mindset to when we get a turnover and there's opportunity to go wide or to exploit the defense from Australia, our first mindset is to kick the ball away. And that is
Yeah.
not a player mindset, that is a coaching mindset to do that. And I think that's what Jock Ninoba alluded to in the post-match
Yeah.
press conference,
No,
was the fact
definitely.
that there was naive tactics from the coaching staff. And
From the
I
coaching
don't think
staff.
that's just about that. It's also to do about selection.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah.
did take a lot of credit for it. And, he said it's not, them as a group. It's not the players. He didn't point any fingers. So respect for taking the blame there. But yeah, Jock Ninobe himself, I think he needs to come up with a solution at some stage. He's had a pretty poor winning percentage. He had a couple of impressive wins. And that's probably, why he's still there. And I mean, he's kind of with Rassie. So, I don't think Jock is going anywhere anytime soon. So for people saying get rid of Jock, that's not going to happen. But what should happen is rather they should come up with a plan, and they should come up with a plan fast. The World Cup is next year. I don't expect to see a lot of changes there's going to be some changes, but I'm meaning like not, astronomical changes for the rest of the Rugby Championship. That's not where we're going to turn it around. Maybe in the end of the year tour, we'll see some combinations being tried. It is concerning, and I think we need to see some answers soon. I think, South African fans are pretty pissed off at this stage, and rightly so.
Rightly so, Gabsy. Yeah, I
rightly
mean, we
so.
deserve answers for these performances that hasn't been up to scratch. And we spoke about this earlier, or you mentioned it. The selection, it was a concern for us in the preview. We thought that these players that are selected, the so-called A team, which has been back to deliver in the big moments, haven't been delivering necessarily in the big moments, right?
Yeah.
And if they're not delivering, then we need to exchange them. I think they've become too complacent about their starting position in that team. But we have a lot of depth in South Africa and great informed players that needs to actually come in and bring some energy to that.
No, definitely. They
to the
deserve a
Springbok
chance.
side.
I mean,
They
we talked
deserve a
about it
chance, and
earlier
as well. Kurtley Orange, they did it with him. When Kurtley Orange came in, there was a lot more energy coming in from the Springboks and the Springbok players. So definitely looking to get some new players in, because this team looks old, it looks fatigued, and it looks like they're a bit arrogant about them being starting.
It's a Rugby World Cup next year. I think, if I remember correct, off the top of my head, they said there were 16 World Cup winners in that starting team that match day 23. Of course, over a period, from one World Cup to another, there needs to happen some changes. Damien
let's highlight
Willemse
some players, Gabs.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, because we're talking once again, like always, too long on the bocker, but there's just so much to talk about.
Have to, man. So much to talk about.
Yeah, but let's just highlight out from the box side very quickly. We're not going to dig into the performances, because I think we'd rather talk about the Aussies. Siya Kolisi, people can say what they want about decision making, not stepping up as a leader, not speaking to the ref whatsoever. He had a really good game as a player.
I think he was
some
good
of
as
his
well,
decision making, he explained it as well. So yeah, I think he did a couple of turnovers. He had a couple of ball carriers. He had a couple of good tackles, and he also was playing a good game.
He hits those rocks super hard. Yeah,
exactly. And the same for
and
Dwayne
by his
Vermeulen.
side, by his side was Dwayne Vermeulen.
Dwayne Vermeulen was going to step up. He had a couple of good turnovers. Dwayne had a great game. Not so great game. A guy like Frans Steyn coming on. Still don't know why we had to test him here. I feel like this was not the place to test him. But I love Frans Steyn.
Faf de Klerk wasn't good. Andre Pollard wasn't good.
Lucky not to see red.
These guys need some pressure coming onto them, Gabsy.
Yeah.
I mean, the only two backline players who actually, and we spoke about this, is Damien Willemse. I think he continues to perform. And that is a player that comes from a good campaign with the URC, where he showed incredible form. And bringing a guy like that into, and it shows his confidence when he plays.
Exactly.
And Lucanio,
if you gave a guy like Evan Roos or Ulrich Louw more involvement in this championship, it's a perfect opportunity to kind of train them like Damien. Damien has been in the Springbok setup for quite some time now, but it's the perfect time to involve them, that next year, should there be any big injuries, should a Pieter Stef de Toy, should a Dwayne, should a Kwagga get injured, you have a guy like this to step up with a little bit of experience under his belt. Anyways, let's see what's going to happen on Thursday when we chat again with the
first, the Aussie main man, Gabsy, is
you're talking about
Mariko Koroibete.
Mr. No Arm Tackler. Mr. No Arm Tackler.
How can you say that, man? I mean, that tackle that he made, he covered so much ground to get to Mapimpi.
Yeah,
And
no.
look, Mapimpi did jump into it. I thought it was a phenomenal tackle. I know you disagree. You're thinking
I've
straight
seen a
red
couple
card.
of angles, but anyways,
You've seen one angle that might show that he didn't wrap his arms, and now you're just running with it. No, man, I thought he played incredibly well.
he played an
Gabsy.
awesome game. He
He
definitely
was really good.
took some
Yeah.
substances before that game, but once again, excellent game.
It was
Super good
great,
game
yeah.
from him. And then also, I think Fraser McWright, once again,
Fraser
stepping up,
McWright, yeah. In the
shows this
absence of
team can.
Hooper.
Yeah, this team is really showing that they want to win some silverware. I think Reece Hodges also said that as a group of players that's hungry to win. And, you know, all the credit to the Aussies. Well done, guys. Really,
They deserved that
you know,
game. That was
you
really good
deserved your
performance. Yeah.
W.
They needed
We're
that.
coming for you
Yeah.
again this weekend, so don't just
That's
think
it.
you're going to win 2-2. Anyways, let's go
get
to
on
that
to the New Zealand.
impressive
Yeah,
Los
Argentina.
Pumas.
Los Pumas, man, how good was the Argentinians in New Zealand this weekend? They were so good.
I just want to say,
it was
first
so
of all,
difficult to pinpoint exactly where when you look at that stat. Hit me, Gabs.
And first of all, I think we got a bit of stick for selecting so many Pumas in our team selection after the first 2 rounds. But look at them, top of the log, the guys that we talked about. They're playing
Emiliano
rugby.
Buffelli, he was exceptional once again off the kicking tee, super solid. A guy like Juan Martin Gonzalez, who scored a great try, he was also everywhere once again. They played with a lot of intent. They were in the All Blacks' faces. And the one stat that really showed me that this is how you win test matches is their tackle percentage was at 96%. Out of 200 tackles, they only missed 8. That is incredible. That is
Well
really,
done.
really, really good.
Well
to
done,
give you a
Michael
comparison,
Chuka and your boys.
the Springboks tackle percentage was 88%. And usually for test match level, you expect around 90, 93% tackle percentage, but 96 is outrageous. The Wallabies was on 80% tackle completion, which actually we mentioned just how poor then the attack must have been to not unlock 80% tackle percentage defense. But to get back to that New Zealand game, the Argentina was great in that game. They really showed that they are in contention for maybe the World Cup as well. Let's see if they can back it up. They've done it now twice. They've done it twice against New Zealand. They've done it against Australia, and they're definitely looking forward to hit us up. So very exciting to see them at the top of the table, on top of the standings list. How the tables have turned, Springboks being at the bottom. But really, congratulations to Argentina. That was an emphatic win.
No, definitely.
And putting Ian Foster again on a little bit of pressure. They will need to blood some new players as well. So it'll be a great encounter. Another weekend of great rugby. And Gads, we'll tune in again for the preview. This coming
sending
week.
my condolences to Nick White and to Ian Foster. Those are the 2 guys I feel for most at this stage.
Of course.
Well, once again, thank you for that review, Gori, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank
a special
you,
thank you to Jan Hendrik Boters, who designed our new logo. You can see the quality is much better now. We seem a bit more professional. And yes, this is just the first step. But thank you guys so much. Really, please keep coming with the comments and your thoughts. Share it with friends and family. Like and subscribe. Gori, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure and super excited to be back. End of the week with a little preview. Let's hope the Bokke can really practice hard this week so that they can show us something to cheer about on the weekend. All right,
guys.
Cheers, guys. Thanks. Cheers, boys.
Bye.